what she do. When you talk about dreams in school, I know what my girl would do. Yeah. And every time I see her, it's a new thing. Knew you was gonna always be my boo thing.
Alright, chat. We're gonna be reacting to Flight reacting to. We're gonna react to
that you had
Flight reacting to Wemby. Wet Bananas actually became what the NBA was afraid of.
I go by Flight, but you could call me FTC.
TC. Flight T, stand up.
It's true. We have Victor Wet Bananas. Became what the NBA
okay, so
is afraid
time out. First off, there's like construction going on outside, so it might be loud. I ain't gonna lie, but we'll thug it out.
This is by Mike Karamba. Let's check it out. Only 10 minutes.
Threw an elbow at Nasreet's throat.
Oh!
He wasn't just mad. He was making a statement because Wemby.
Damn, I remember when that happened, bro. That clip went fucking crazy,
A
boy.
question we never thought we'd ask. What happens if the NBA's most impossible alien skill set gets combined with the competitive psycho gene that pushed Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant to all-time greatness? Because Wemby has the scars on his arm of a man who defenses have tried to physically intimidate. We saw Minnesota try, but we also saw all series long Wemby responded. In Game 5, he became the third youngest player with 25, 15, and 5 in a
Wemby's
playoff.
only like
And Anthony
15,
Edwards'
huh?
face
Or something like
says
that.
it. The NBA thought a young Wemby could be bullied, but instead, they've forced him to unleash his own dark side. A dark side that is quickly making him, in year 3, not only the best player
I only
in the
got 1
entire
minute left,
NBA,
bro.
but also a man who is actually ahead of the game's two goats when it comes to one thing. It took Michael Jordan 5 seasons to reach the conference finals. It took LeBron 4. Wemby has now made it in year 3, and he's also the youngest defensive player of the year award winner ever. But most importantly, he is already the best player on one of the best teams in the NBA. Now, this is not a GOAT talk video. It's way too early for that. But I do need to ask you, when it comes to young players, when is the last time we've seen anything like this? In the first playoff game of his life, Wemby had
Steph Curry and then LeBron.
at 35 points and connected on 5.
Yo, first off, it's not Steph Curry. It's LeBron first, then Curry, then maybe Kobe or something, or Trey Jemison the third.
As he showed us, the lights were not too bright for him. The Spurs young core went to work, and the Blazers went down quickly. And then in game
I forgot the Spurs played the Blazers. Damn, I forgot about that
shit.
shit.
A stat line that honestly caused some controversy because a tweet from House of Lowlights went viral saying almost
House
all
of
Wemby's
Lowlights
blocks were
crazy,
goaltends or fouls.
Parody
Watching the
account.
clips here, I think 2 or 3 may have
I
been
don't even
goaltends or
really had that
fouls.
count.
All is certainly an exaggeration. I do think the refs need to tighten up on their calls. But I also think that this block where Wemby missed the ball with one hand and blocked it with the other is one of the best blocks I've ever seen. And it's interesting how much hate this tweet generated. Like a lot of young stars, Wemby might soon be the victim of his own success. Everyone loves you until you beat their favorite team in the playoffs. And until you
Man, chat, you know what I actually... And tell me if this is facts or not, man. I seen a TikTok clip probably like the day after the last finals. And some dude literally said that like the best thing for Wemby's career that's going to elevate him to the next level is if he loses the finals. As much as I want him to win his championship ring,
Hey, look, Flight Logan speaking facts.
As the #1 big man to ever play this game, low-key that kind of has some facts behind it, bro. Because look, if he ends up losing the finals, he's gonna be so hurt about it. He's gonna have no choice but the bus.
I ain't gonna lie. Remember when he was like doing like push-ups underneath the water? You already know he's gonna go on like a 2-run, bro. The Spurs gonna go back to back. I'm committed, man. Before the Lakers gonna win next year, and then probably next year, and then LeBron retires. But then after that, I think the Spurs gonna come and do something good because the West is way better than the East. Everyone knows that. The East is pretty fucking dog shit. The only team that's good in the East is the Knicks, and I'm recording this after the Knicks actually won the final. So, well,
he's gonna bro. He's gonna be locked in trying to get these gains, look like a kung-fu by next season. Probably pick up 10 to 15 pounds of muscle. Develop an inside game. Be more aggressive.
I'm gonna put this shit on my door. Hold up.
I'm not gonna lie, it might just be the best thing, man. And I sat there and thought about it, and I was like, yeah, like maybe I could be going a little bit too hard on Wemby, but bro, it's all at the end of the day constructive because I want him to be a generational talent. At the end of the day.
Hey, y'all fuck with my Dolphin shirt?
Man, that dude was spitting in that one TikTok clip, man. So I think if the Spurs end up losing the finals, that's gonna make Wemby literally the face of the NBA right next to Steph Curry because Curry is #1 of all time. Nobody's ever gonna pass.
Curry ain't number one, bro. That shit LeBron, then Curry, then Trey Jefferson the third, or Kobe. Fuck you talking about?
Talk relentless trash while doing so as a seemingly unfair freak of nature. And I say that in the kindest way possible because, by all projections, Victor is going to be named first-team All-NBA this season. Jokic, Giannis, and Steph were not even all-stars in year 3. And looking at the best young playoff performers
Steph wasn't an all-star in 3?
We've ever seen, legends like Magic, Bird, and Duncan, they were excellent to begin their NBA careers because they had longer college careers first. Wemby came into the NBA at just 19. He had arguably the most hype since LeBron James, and he is somehow surpassing what we thought was possible. Let's remember that the Spurs over-under for wins headed into this season was just 44.5. They won 62 games. Last season, they won 34 games.
Hey, y'all peep the Lakers, though. The Lakers were third. They had a... Was this last year? It was last year.
An insane turnaround, but 1-1-6. Remember this games. Last season they won
but,
30.
Bro,
this season was just 44.5. They won.
Look at this shit. Lakers got fourth. And they whooped the Spurs Rockets ass. They would have whooped the Nuggets ass. They would have whooped the Spurs. The only reason they didn't beat the Thunder because the Thunder are actually a good team. And also they didn't have Luka.
62 games. Last season, they won 34 games. An insane turnaround, but one of the biggest reasons for this success is that Wemby's talent is already combined with a supremely confident frame of mind. And I get it. Comparing Wemby's mindset to Michael Jordan's sounds insane, except Victor has said things like this.
Who is the best player in the NBA right now?
I think Jokic is the best offensive player. I don't think he's the best player. It's hard to say. I think it was between Giannis and Shea. When I would come back on the court, I think it'll be me.
In year 3, he already believes he's the best player in the league. Before he came into the NBA, when he was asked how he'd handle the hype, Wemby told us he was built for this and that his goal was to be like something you've never seen.
There's some like chainsaw shit happening outside, bro.
About Scoot Henderson, a potential rival for the #1 pick, Wemby's response was, he's a really great player. If I was never born, I think he would deserve the first spot. With these kinds of words, Wemby has shown us that he has the unshakable self-belief that all of the all-time greats have. But we know, talk can be cheap. That's why moments like this were so important to see. Here, Draymond blocks Wemby on a tough shot that goes out of bounds. Dre then walks up to Wemby and starts talking trash in his face. So what's Wemby's response?
For Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh!
Damn.
We need more of that.
Hey, Flight, you a bitch, gang. Why are you putting this shit on my screen, bro? Nah, I'm kidding. You're not a female dog. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter if you're a future Hall of Famer, Wemby does not back down from any challenge. And we need to remember, a Michael Jordan type of mindset is not built immediately. First, Mike had to prove, just like Wemby is doing now, that if someone stepped up to him, he'd obliterate them. In Game 3 against the Wolves, Wemby had 39 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Superstar stats, but also, it's almost impossible to truly account for the gravity of what Wemby brings. Players avoid putting up shots near the rim against him, often making awful passes out of drives just so they can avoid being blocked. Then on offense, Wemby is such a crazy lob threat that his teammates are often getting wide open threes or easy drives to the basket because the defense needs to stay on him. The term unfair when it comes to Wemby's play gets tossed around a lot because it's true. Because on top of the talent, the psycho level of competitiveness he has been just hiding in plain sight. In fact, against the Thunder, I would say Wemby targets these moments. In the regular season, watch here as Alex Caruso shoves Wemby with his offhand on a jumper. In the replay, we see after making the shot, Wemby yells and points right at Caruso in response. The Wolves tried to get physical. They tried to rough him up. They only poked the bear and paid the price. In Game 5, in a move that many felt was targeted to try and get Wemby to emotionally react again, Ayo walked up to Victor and got in his face, to which Wemby just started swatting away both Ayo and Ant's hands because he had learned. He has said for a long time, his mission is to win championships, and his emotions needed to be used in the game, not with his elbow.
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies. So
some of the stuff that Wemby was doing, you don't really have too much of an answer for it. Just kind of hope he misses.
But this elbow is also important as a one-time deal. A lot of people believe that Wemby should have been suspended for at least one game after this play, but instead the NBA decided they were going to lean into it. On the Game 5 broadcast, Reggie Miller openly said,
What did I say at the top? Sometimes violence is needed.
Nah, facts. Swing first, ask questions later, bro.
Nah, bro, Reggie Miller funny.
You are definitely a 70s baby, man.
The NBA has been trying to take the league away from fights and trash
I don't
talk
care.
for
The fights, you
years,
definitely
but
need that
as
shit.
viewership fell, it appears the league has clearly changed their mind enough to allow some more physicality and trash talk in their game, which I love.
Bro, cause y'all see hockey, bro. You see how entertaining hockey is with all them fights, gang? That's honestly why I watch hockey. Obviously, the Sharks gonna be the 2026 Stanley Cup champions. Fuck the Canes. The Canes just won. They beat the Knights, so actually shout out to them. But yeah,
The NBA would literally be the #1 sport if they allowed it stuff like hockey. And I
Did I
understand
not just say that?
Safety issue and shit. They don't got equipment on, but let them get like I feel like, bro, a solid 10 to 15 seconds wouldn't do that much damage, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
And Wemby not getting suspended for a playoff game, you might think differently. But even if you do, I think you'll agree.
But then,
the competitive Michael Jordan,
if they get that lucky punch and knock him out cold, bro, while they're snoring on the ground, oh my god,
that'd be
they
cooked.
taking that shit right out.
Ryan Psycho G that lies inside of Wemby.
Now you're right. It literally
entertainment
takes one hit, and the reason why I backtracked because I remember we reacted to something a long time ago. I think like 2019. It was like some 80s game, bro. Some dude like did that same thing. It was like a 10-second fight. He came out of nowhere, ran up and stole off on somebody. And then the dude said that he got hit so hard when he woke up, he tasted his fucking spinal cord fluid in the back of his mouth. That's how hard he got hit.
Damn.
He got hit so hard that he felt like the scoreboard fell on him.
All of us. When LeBron was on his path as the young GOAT, he moved quietly and wasn't calling out people directly.
Bro, you imagine like a cunkbo getting rage baited by like the GTA dude off the Knicks, bro? Bro, he's literally picking him up by one hand and strangling him, bro. Like, seriously. I forgot what player that was that did that.
Wemby has decided that in order to be the best player he possibly can be, he needs to choose rock.
Posted me. Who is he again? Is he a coach for some team?
Bro, what the fuck? I'm gonna skip this shit.
Hey, two. I think this is at the Sawgrass Mills. Y'all see it, right?
The fuck is that, man?
Bro,
that's a whole minute of yap, gang. Hurry your ass up.
Destroy them. And who better than the Oklahoma City Thunder? After beating the Thunder this season, Wemby took shots directly at them by saying he was happy to be playing ethical basketball.
I'm just glad to be part of something that's growing to be so beautiful and pure and ethical basketball, you know?
Which we already love. But Wemby's real target on the Oklahoma City roster is one man, Chet Holmgren. It really feels like with Chet, Victor has tapped into NBA rivalries of the past and truly hates this man. Possibly because when you are as competitive as Victor is, any type of big loss haunts you.
Man, if OKC was on the East and it was OKC versus the Spurs, I think the Spurs would be up 2-0 right now.
Now, let me ask you something. If you were a top-tier basketball player playing for your country's national team and you put up 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 blocks in a 2-point loss in the World Cup Finals, would that loss when you were 17 years old still eat at you 5 years later, or would you be happy to cement yourself on scouts draft boards as the future #1 pick? For Wemby, the answer is he cannot get over losing the 2021 U19 World Cup Finals, specifically to Chet Holmgren. Now, Chet only had 10 points in these finals, but he was named MVP of the entire tournament with the win. Early on in their NBA careers, a story emerged that Wemby did not like Chet after he did not dap him up after a game in their rookie season. Since then, Wemby has stared down Chet after a dunk.
Goes quick against Holmgren. Slammed it home.
I remember that.
Openly celebrated after Chet missed a free throw.
Big in this game. Holmgren now
and told him that from a basketball standpoint, there is no comparison between him and Chet. Chet finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting this season, which I'm sure Wemby loved. And one of the funniest parts of this rivalry is that it's one-sided. On Paul George's podcast, Chet said,
people be like, y'all got beef? I'm like, beef? Yeah. We're out there competing, but beef, like beef means like when I see you, like we're fighting, you know what I mean? Why do I got beef with him? I honestly don't even know the guy. Like we just play basketball against each other.
But Wemby doesn't agree. He is forcing this beef. Mark Spears reported that one of Victor's biggest motivations coming into this season was that Chet now has a championship specifically, and Victor does not. Which means with the 2026 Western Conference Finals, Victor Wembanyama is getting exactly what he has been dreaming of. In his career, Wemby is going to get a ton of chances to prove himself. If he's able to get lucky with himself, he's going to have a lot of chances to build his resume towards being an all-time great, or maybe he even does hit that rarefied GOAT race and possibly GOAT status. But this first playoff series versus Chet is going to be remembered. With a trip to the finals on the line, Wemby is going against the one guy who drives him more than anyone. The one guy he's mad at for winning a championship. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Chet is ready for what's to come. So there we have it. Thank you for watching today's video.
Funny.
All right. Hey, shout out Flight. Shout out you guys watching the video. Appreciate it.